sweet friends. It is spring. It definitely feels like spring. I really felt like sitting underneath a tree and reading some books. This is actually the French classical romances. I have the whole collection, and it's from 120 years ago. This one is called The Icelandic Fisherman. Oh, sorry, An Iceland Fisherman. So I haven't started it yet. It's by Pierre Loti. And what I love about this book collection is that it has illustrations of all the authors and their actual autographs underneath the illustrations, which is pretty amazing. I've got a book by Victor Hugo and a couple of other really famous authors. Yeah, I don't think this book has ever been read. Not yet. I'll just show you this. Pretty amazing, huh? These are really fun books, however. You know, when I first started reading this romance collection, I didn't realize how some of the stories can get a little bit morbid or scary or even like violent, because when you think about the writings of yesteryear, you think more tame, maybe more kind of like geared toward morality and God and things like that, which, you know, maybe there is some of that in here, but it's definitely comparable to some of the things that we're reading and seeing on television now, I have to say, which is a little bit shocking. But I mean, the stories are good. I was actually going to read one of my favorite poetry books today, which is called Where the Sidewalk Ends, which technically is for children, but I just really enjoy that book. So here in this book, we have a whole chapter about the author, which is really interesting. And then we get on to chapter 1, The Fisherman. If you cannot get a copy of this from your library and you're interested, there is actually a place on the internet that scans so many really old books, and it's free and you can read them or listen to them. It's called archive.org, I believe, but I will list the link in the description below so that you can check it out. And they actually have religious books as well, from like 400 years ago on there, which is really interesting because you can see the changes. For example, a Bible 400 years ago versus now, there are so many differences. There have been so many pieces taken out, so many pieces changed, the language changed, yeah, things added. So it just kind of makes you wonder, you know, when you're seeking truth and history and knowledge, it's better to go back farther so that you can get closer to that actual time period, get closer to that actual truth. It's kind of like if you're sitting in a circle, remember when we were kids and we were sitting in a circle and someone was supposed to whisper in their next door neighbor's ear, "Oh, I have a plant, it's purple and it's in my backyard," and then it would go around like that, right? And by the time it got to the end of the circle, it was a completely different sentence. It might say, "Oh, I have a dog and he lives in Chihuahua, Mexico," right? Completely different. It's kind of like that with our history, our books, our religious scriptures, our knowledge. I mean, the farther we can go back and understand, the better we are knowing the actual truths, I believe. This is my opinion because of my actual life experience in that area. So, yeah, I love old books. I love to read old books. I love this romance collection from 120 years ago. It's amazing. So if you see me on here for the most part, I'm going to be reading old books, or since I'm a mental health professional and right now I do life coaching all over, I will often have a mental health book because I like to keep up on that. I like to have more and more tools for the people I'm working with, and I like to recommend them sometimes because I know that mental health services can be expensive, and sometimes they're just hard to get too because people are so booked out, and insurances sometimes aren't paying for what you need or as many services as you need. So sometimes I'll be recommending some mental health books on here for everyone because I care and you're my friends and I enjoy sharing. Thank you for coming today, friends. If you would like to support this channel, I do have links in the description below, and at the very end of this video I'll post a little information in that area as well. I'm really trying to eat all healthy, real, natural, organic foods. And yesterday I kind of went off of my regular intermittent fasting and healthy food options, and I just like pigged out on candy and pita chips, which gave me a stomach ache, and I really feel awful about what I did. I mean, so now I've like hidden the candy. I don't know what got into me yesterday, but so anyway, today I'm making beans and rice with nutritional yeast and natural chicken broth, and I am making squash, purple potatoes, carrots, beets, and onions, and that's going to be my food for the day. have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.